I've got a lot to do here.
I am desperate.
Bara, Caravel. How can a humble merchant help so exalted a personage on this fine and fine day? The Divine? Did a justiciar send you to harass me? I've lived in Somerset my whole life, and I did nothing wrong. You high elves, you say we're welcome, and then you treat us like criminals. Is there any wonder I had to speak out? After I filled out all the proper forms and arranged to bring my cousin here, the ship arrived and they carted all the newcomers away. For questioning, they said. Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our Somerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
What do you want?
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Good people, I hear your concerns.
But the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
The Kinlady and I, we have only your best interests in mind. Every guest must be sequestered while we ascertain their suitability for Altmer society.
The old Dark's right. Lock up the newcomers!
Send the newcomers back where they came from. We don't want them here.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Sequestered, just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but Old Newell's assistant has lived on Somerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say? Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery. Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though.
Kinlady Avanis has requested the assistance of the Divine Persecution during this.
Praise we now Mara. Somerset, oh Somerset, our fair and pretty land.
Mara, help me. Mara, help me find my son. An adventurer? Oh, praise you, Mara, for hearing my prayers. Please, newcomer. Yes, I'm sorry. The last time I saw him, he was agitated. Scared. I asked him what was wrong, but he left without a word. The guards arrived later. They said he turned himself in. No, he vanished. They say he escaped. Can you believe it? Why would he turn himself in only to escape a few hours later? You have a perfect heart, newcomer. None of my neighbors would lift a finger to help me. The guards placed Arathel. No, Ikentar treats us like family. Arathel is Ikentar's apprentice, you see. He was so proud when the attestation came through. He's right. You're new to the Isle. I apologize. Apraxic Mer, a people who, for whatever reason, were expelled from the greater elven community. Most Aprax labor for years to re-enter society. Others choose to remain in it. Some do, yes. Treatises on class...
You there! I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
This manor is closed by order of the Divine Prosecution, so I'll keep this brief. Who?
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any... You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts. And
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap. You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldorc brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep.
that was it.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why does a newly arrived high elf care about the complexities of Somerset bureaucracy? Still, if I had to guess, I'd say they were taken into the Undercroft for registration and
You belong on the other side of that door.
No, you'll have to ask one. Aldorc Tilcala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by Kinlady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that one. The Aldorc and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own. The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldorc has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the...
I should be seeing your back walking out of here by now.
Office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp. And it's interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding. We need to find out what's happening. The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious. That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldarch and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the myth? A curious pearl. I wonder if Aldarch acquired it. Probably not important. Something's wrong down here. I sense magic. Vile magic. Cages? These people did nothing to deserve such treatment. There's someone alive over there. See if you can help her.
Thank the Divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here. It's a nightmare. We came to Somerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when the monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber.
Is that a Scoffin?
Oh, thank you for setting me free.
You won't hold me forever.
A Daedra. Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious. An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry. The pearl's draining these people.
More newcomers? Unfortunately, the magic only affects those who have been prepared. But never fear, your turn will come.
I'll deal with the pearl. You hold off these creatures. Come on, let's talk outside. Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Psijic Order. Our Right Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Somerset. My inquiries led me here. The Psijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all this? An Eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Psijic island, for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here. Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Our poor city is overrun with immigrants.
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover in the monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail. That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for. Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to... Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Oldark. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. A Psijic? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Psijics. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, there was a life-sucking pearl. You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Psijic mage, and Kin Lady Avanice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding...
Estri was a traitor and deserved to be put down.
Divines, save me.
Eyes of polished amber, hair swept like a comet step.
Yes? And the kin lady is currently engaged. She's holding a Yes, so I see. However,
An examiner's quorum needs 3 members. You both know this.
Not this again.
And just
It's
like
not
that,
just superstition.
Auriel provides.
Outside perspective.
So, what? We just randomly recruit the next adventurer that passes by?
This winery keeps drawing tourists for all the wrong reasons.
You have meddled in our affairs for the last time.
That is it. I'm done with this mad for... My, you look like you could use gold. She wished to meet at a camp. Given the manner of the riffraff one sees, Daewin should have known better. An ultimate fight's for glory, not coin. Crawling through the muck just to find...
Wherever could that blasted mercenary be?